What is CISPA? CISPA stands for Cyber Intelligence Sharing and Protection Act. This is also known as HR624. Why should you care? The bill purports to allow companies and the federal government to share information to prevent or defend against network and other internet attacks. However, the bill grants broad new powers, allowing companies to identify and obtain threat information by looking at your private information, and it is written so broadly that it allows companies to hand over large swaths of personal information to the government with no judicial oversight, effectively creating a cybersecurity loophole in all existing privacy laws. What can a private company do under CISPA? Under CISPA, any company can use cybersecurity systems to identify and obtain cyber threat information to protect the rights and property of the company, and then share that information with the third parties, including the government, so long as it is for cybersecurity purposes. Whenever these prerequisites are met, CISPA is written broadly enough to permit your communication service provider to share your emails and text messages with the government, or your cloud storage company could share your stored files. Right now, well-established laws like the Cable Communications Policy Act, the Wiretap Act, the Video Privacy Protection Act, and the Electronic Communications Privacy Act provide judicial oversight and other privacy protections that prevent companies from unnecessarily sharing your private information, including the content of your emails. And these laws expressly allow lawsuits against companies that go too far in divulging your private information. CISPA threatens these protections by declaring that key provisions in CISPA are effective notwithstanding any other law, a phrase that essentially means CISPA would override the relevant provisions in all other laws, including privacy laws. CISPA also creates a broad immunity for companies against both civil and criminal liability. CISPA provides more legal coverage for companies to share large swaths of potential personal and private information with the government. Who supports CISPA? Facebook and other social companies have not endorsed this version of CISPA, but have backed previous iterations of this legislation because companies believe they need the legislation to receive information about network security threats from the government. Right now, mostly telecommunications like US Telecom, AT&T, and Verizon support the bill. What companies have shown support for CISPA? Airlines for America, American Bankers Association, American Chemistry Council, American Fuel and Petrochemical Manufacturers, American Gas Association, American Public Power Association, ASIS International, Association of American Railroads, AT&T, Boeing, BSA, Business Roundtable, Canadian Electricity Association, CenturyLink, Chamber of Commerce, CINA, The Clearinghouse, Comcast, CompTel, Consumers Bankers Association, Consumers Energy, CSC, CTIA, the Wireless Association, Edison Electrical Institute, Electricity Power Supply Association, Electricity Consumers Resource Council, Electronic Fund Transfer Association, Electric Power Supply Association, EMC, Exelon Corporation, Financial Joint Trades, Financial Services Information Sharing and Analysis Center, the Financial Services Roundtable, Gridwise Alliance, HP, IBM, Information Technology Industry Council, the Institute Transmission Access Policy Study Group, Intel, Internet Security Alliance, Joint Broadband Providers, Jupiter Networks, Large Public Power Council, McAfee, Motorola Solutions, NACHA, the Electronic Payments Association, National Association of Manufacturers, the National Association of Regulatory Unit Commissioners, the National Business Coalition in E-Commerce and Privacy, National Cable and Telecommunications Association, National Rural Electric Cooperative Association, the Nuclear Energy Institute, the Real Estate Roundtable, Oracle, PepsiCo, Securities Industry and Financial Marketing Association, Software and Information Industry Association, CISPA, Tech America, TechNet, Telecommunications Industry Association, Time Warner Cable, Transmission Access Policy Study Group, U.S. Telegram, Verizon, Visual Data Software, and EXO Communications. What can I do to stop this bill? Unfortunately, by a House vote of 248 to 168, a bipartisan majority approved the Cyber Intelligence Sharing and Protection Act on April 24th, 2013. But it isn't too late. Call or write your representatives in the House and the Senate. Only by letting them know how you feel can they properly address the issue at hand. Also, make sure to let the White House and President Obama know you want to see a veto. When contacting your representatives in the House and Senate, also let them know that you don't want to see an overturn of any presidential veto against CISPA. Why does TimmyTechTV care? We believe that the internet should be an open place for sharing legal information. We don't think that the government has the right to record or share information from companies without due notice and following the current laws already on the books, which are mentioned earlier in this video. We do support the right of government agencies to share legally gathered information. However, any information gathered on a citizen of the United States should have to be done so with a warrant, or at the very minimum, with the citizen informed of what information is being shared and what information, and who that information is being shared to. So while we do support internet security, we do support the idea of stopping cyber terrorism and strengthening the infrastructure of the United States and, frankly, of the whole world against cyber terrorism or cybersecurity threats. It needs to be done in a measured way and not in the fear-mongering way that the current bill is written. It does too little to protect citizens of the United States. It will be used for a model that will eventually be pushed to the UN and try to be pushed around the world. And it holds no accountability to corporations. Corporations are not people, no matter what the Supreme Court says. They do not and should not have the rights of a human being. That's why we're against CISPA. Hold the companies accountable. Let the citizens know what information is being shared. Be open and honest about the process. And stop trying to pass legislation using fear tactics of terrorism. That's it for this episode, the first episode of TimmyTechTV Investigates. I hope it was informative, and we'll see you guys on the flip side.